First up, we have cards to be unlimited magical meltdown. Whoa. This, of course, is the card which searches out Alistair the Invoker. Nobody's playing Alistair. Who the hell cares about that? By the time this card's out, there's going to be so much power like creep in the game, it's not even going to be good anymore. Monthly Banlist? Hell yeah, that's great. Okay, cards to be semi-limited. Anti-spell fragrance to 2. They're cutting back on strategies, trap-focused strategies which lock down spell cards. Remember, the reason anti-spell fragrance is good is because trap-focused decks, which play lots of floodgates, the biggest out to them are spell cards. So if you can force your opponent to set a spell card for a turn before they can use it, that's usually enough time for you to just win the game. Because games are over so quickly that stopping your opponent from playing spell cards for just a single turn is paramount to just stopping them from doing anything. So it's a good card. Back in the day when it first came out, nobody really used it. Nowadays, it's good. That's why they got rid of Imperial Order. Galatea the Orchest Automaton from 1 to 2 copies. Just unlimited the card. Nobody cares. What is this card? So the reason this card was limited in the first place was because Orcus combos are good, but without Nightmare Mermaid, they're not like broken. They're still good. I don't really understand why they limited Galatea in the first place. You only need one. Like, having more of them allows you to, like, part of the power of the Orcus engine is how much recursion it has over the course of a couple of turns, where it just keeps giving you advantage over and over. So having 2 copies is good, but who cares? Usually you don't limit these cards. I don't know why this card is still just not unbanned. Nobody's playing Orcus anyway. And putting this card to 3 copies won't change that. However, if they ever unban Nightmare Mermaid, then oh my god, we're going to be in trouble. Next up, we have Genex Ally Birdman from 1 to 2 copies. Just free it. Nobody's going to use it. This card is used. This card was originally limited because of Gallus the Star Beast FTK. To lower its consistency, since that deck can't play spells or traps. There are other decks it can be used in, but the reason it was originally limited was because of Gallus the Star Beast FTK. Nobody's playing that. Nobody's playing Monster Mash decks. This card can go back to 3. This is hilarious that it's only going to 2. I guess they don't want to be... They don't want Gallus the Star Beast FTK running rampant again, I guess. Okay, now we have cards to Forbidden. Barrier Statue of the Storm Winds. No monster can be special summoned except for wind monsters. Oh my god, it went from unlimited to 0 immediately, like an emergency ban. For those of you who don't know, they have barrier statues of every single attribute in the game. There's one for like earth, water, wind, fire, light, and dark. Usually a lot of like attribute type cards don't have versions for the light and dark ones too, but barrier statues do. And funny thing is, when barrier statues were first added to the game, they were added in one of the worst sets in like Yu-Gi-Oh's history, which had like the original Cyber Darks and like some level monster support. And the only good things to come out of that pack were the barrier statues and instant fusion. And for the longest time, it was only instant fusion that people liked in that pack, because the barrier statues, while they did occasionally see competitive play over the years, they weren't really played very much, even though they had the potential to have very strong effect. Like they always did see a tiny bit of success over the years, but they were kind of superfluous. It wasn't until like modern era where specifically Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds is seen like a mountain of competitive play. First, because it could be brought out of the deck with the Simorg Link monster and Tri-Brigade decks, and now because of Flu, which can just search it from the deck and then normal summon it to lock their opponent out of special summoning for free, essentially. There were other ways to summon barrier statues in the past, they just weren't as consistent as Tri-Brigade and Flu. Obviously, they're not doing this because of Tri-Brigade. Nobody's really playing that anymore, but Flu? Flu under Rees? I guess that's pretty good. Okay, so these are all of the cards? That's it? Oh, that was a very short Rip Bozo. What is Rip Bozo? Is that like a, is that like... I've seen that before somewhere else. Is that like a meme? I don't know. Okay. Therein concludes looking over Master Duel's really short ban list.